Hello people, my name is Mark. I'm just gonna take a little walk in the field in the nice coolness of the day in the early afternoon, mid-autumn in Stoke-on-Trent in England. I want to use this little video just to give you an idea of who I am, introduce myself, what I'm about, how I got to where I'm at, and what I hope to achieve with this particular campaign. Well, first off, my name is Mark. As you can hear from my accent, I'm a local South African, lived in England now for about 26 years, and always been involved in the people industry on one level or another, starting from troubled youth, homeless, ultimately worked for the law, dealing mainly with antisocial behavior, always busy dealing with people on one level or another. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is about 15 years ago, my wife, who I'm now separated from, was diagnosed with some mental health problems, and she's had numerous suicide attempts and many hundreds worth of overdoses. Children severely affected. My eldest daughter is now 18. At the age of 14, she tried to commit suicide via a massive overdose. My middle daughter, who has special needs, is a prolific self-harmer, and the stress of both those combined with, at the time, my wife, what that caused in the family is, as you can imagine, very, very difficult and tough to handle. Like I said, separated now, so at least from that point of view my stress is now gone, except those that I kind of involved myself in or caused by myself. Luckily that doesn't take place so much now. I want to start this particular campaign because in the last few years I've noticed, and speaking with people, that there's a lot of people who have stress or stress-related conditions. Knowing how that feels, knowing how imprisoned you feel, knowing how helpless and hopeless you can get to, how you completely erode away as a person, how that makes you feel. I've decided to do something about that. The reason for that is very simple. I was denied any support from a mental health perspective from the local mental health teams, the GPs, for many years because of the policies that were involved at the time. My wife at the time was accessing all the support that she could have. Therefore, because of apprehensions and dealing with other traumatic situations, may cause further harm in the family, and therefore I was denied support for a good 12 years. Then when I was offered support eventually, when the wife at the time didn't engage in any activities as far as support was concerned, I took it. That's 4 years ago. I am now 95% back to where I was as a person, who I am truly. However, the road to where we are was hard, difficult, mainly uphill, with dealing with stress, dealing with tension, dealing with anxiety, dealing with fear, guilt and remorse, and all these other negative feelings that accompany these kind of situations. I'm sure that there are many of you who would be able to identify with those feelings. It's horrible. I've studied since I've got myself on the right track. Studied neuro-linguistic programming, became a practitioner thereof, studied the master practitioner level after that, and I now work free to help people with stress, anxiety, guilt, remorse, fear, panic attacks, as my main drive. However, only recently I've qualified as a hypnotherapist, and I endeavor to study other training routes to help me deal with these negative emotions a little bit more effectively, not just using NLP or hypnosis. That's me basically summed up. Why do I want to do this? Because there's not a lot of support out there for the sufferer because of people like myself. The sufferer, the client so to speak, they get a little bit of support. The life's partners, the friends, the family, the children, the parents, unfortunately, don't get a lot of support. That's why I want to do it, is to offer out a hand of opportunity to say, I can help you, I know what it feels like. But that comes at a cost. The cost is my time, the cost is their time, the cost is also, do I have what it takes to come out there and ask for help? Because oftentimes stress and anxiety and panic and fear limits people's ability to do things. And my approach is simply, you can come and let me help you. Let me tell you my story. Let me tell you what it feels like, and as far as how I felt. I don't want people to see that there's not a lot that can be done. I want to be the one who reaches out and does something to help those who, in their mind's eye, maybe I'm unhelpable. I want to do something about stress. There's too much of it going along in the world today. I want to do something about anxiety. There's too much about it. I want to do something about panic and fear. There's too much. People who've made mistakes, they've got guilt or remorse. I want to do something about that to help these people be set free from these emotional traps that have been laid in, often by themselves or the system that they're involved in. This is where you come in. I need somewhere to work from, and I need clients to see. Most of the people who I know who are in this kind of situations are either unemployed or otherwise living in a financial deficit kind of routine, just like myself. Those people who need it the most are often the ones who get helped the least, if they get helped at all. With your donations, I'll be able to help those who need it but who can't afford it. You know what it's like. You want to buy something, you can't afford it, so you've got to go without. In most cases, that's not too bad. You can cope with that. But when your mind it gets occupied with all sorts of hormones and thought patterns and beliefs, it doesn't matter how much money you've got, you still end up feeling quite helpless and hopeless. I'm on a mission to destroy all of that. I want to be the person who holds the keys to people's lives to help them be set free from that particular prison that they may be in. You know what it's like. That's my aim, that's my goal. And in many ways I believe that is my life's mission. The people who need it the most often can't afford it. With your generous donations, you can make therapy for the guilty, the remorseful, the panic-stricken, the ones who are completely stressed out, those who are on the brink of nervous breakdowns. You effectively will be able to make therapy, and good therapy at that, available and affordable. I'm not here to make money for myself. That's not what I'm about. I want to simply be a gateway for people to come to get the therapy they need, and oftentimes at a price that they can afford, which of course is free. That's where you come in. Your donations will help me help many people to be free. Please consider it. Imagine what it would be like if it was you, where therapy is very expensive, and if someone gave you an opportunity to have the therapy that you need, the support that you need, the guidance and the coaching that you need, but you can't afford it. It's not just you who suffer, There's those around about you in your inner circles that's offered too. That's my mission, to break the weakest link, to break the stronghold of stress, anxiety, negative emotions, to help these people, you possibly, to be set free. That's my plea. What will I do for you? Very simple. On my website, which is currently being built, you will get a mention with a heartfelt thanks, gratefulness. For those who give a little bit more, who can afford it, for you, you will get a personalized CD to help you in whichever area you need. I will get that to you one way or another, whether it be via email or Skype, or whether it be a download of some sorts. And for those who can afford even more, thank you very much. You will get the opportunity to have a talk, and if you need some therapy, for you, it will be free of charge. Thank you very much.